I'm just a second too late, but that's not a problem when you really get down to it. So that went terrible. I'm still a little tired. Today was exhausting in a magical kind of way. And what a magical way it was tiring. Do I feel like streaming? Yes. I need the distraction. God, do I need the distraction. How the hell did that happen and there's no follow-up whatsoever is the real question. That's the gosh dang question. What order? God damn it. No! Why'd you close that? Hold on, there's something odd happening. Oh, this is fake. I know this is fake. Ooh, that's spam. I can't believe it. It's spam! How do I mark it as spam? How do I tell Google, hey, this is spam, buddy? Why the hell, Google, Look at this shit. Look at this fucking fake ass. Like, who the hell has that Gmail account, Google? That's just Twitch. Why do you ask me about my subscriptions? Why do you even bother? Why do you even? Although to be fair, I should probably cancel that one. I gotta bully someone though. Yeah, I'm just so confused that something that really should have gotten a follow-up did not, in fact, get a follow-up. It's not waste an entire hour. There isn't too much that needs saying today. Scary Dave! There's some stuff I want to look at first, though. I'm just sure. You know, sometimes I start this up, and you want to know what happens in my brain? You want to know what happens in my brain? It, for some odd reason, tries to play the snoot game menu theme. Something about that, boom, boom, just hits the notes. Oh, we got a whole bunch of links from this guy. We'll take care of him later. The following link, I have 2 questions. Oh, well, I'll take a look at that, and I'll let those questions percolate in my brain. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. How about we get to the part that's worth getting to? It's Christmas in July. It's a hell of a way to start your video. I'll be honest. Not recording it, so I can take my time. Oh, my back hurts. I've been sitting all day and not in a good way. Woo. Just a little tired. Just a little bit tired, okay? I'm just itty bitty tired. I've been sleeping all right. My body just wakes up tired. It's been an exhausting day. Not the kind of stuff you really want to go through before you have to do a Vimeo game. Kinda want to take a nap though. Lie down and fall asleep. But is now the time for nap time? No, it's not. No, it's not. So how's everyone doing anyway? Are you all holding up? Keeping it together? Stopping yourself from falling apart, etc., etc., etc. Try to be strong and hold on. No, please. Please, thank you. Gotta be a good stream because I'm in a good mood. I already got to say I was sorry for the stuff I did last week. We got to clean up some business, so we can just pretty much just get right to it once we've given some time for everyone to show up, say hello, enjoy the weather. Huh. All right. It's the 4th of July and Christmas. It's a Snoopmas miracle. Well, you know what they say about the 4th of July. The 5th is Julyer. Actually, what is the most monthiest of the month? Is it the 1st? Because the month has just started. It has superseded another month. It is at its fullest strength. Or is the monthiest part of the month the middle of the month, for it is the furthest removed from the other months? Or is the monthiest part of the month the end of the month, for now we have absorbed all the month has to offer? But it is also weak and about to be subsumed by another month. This is the kind of stuff you got to think about when you try to write a joke, a punchline like Julyer. Which direction would it go? Towards the middle, the end. All right, recording's going. Let's put my little fists in the air and punch it. Let's go. Christmas Day. A tiny, tinny holiday tune plays from a nearby radio as we work in the snow. Fresh, white, powdery rice crunches loudly underfoot, and our knitted mittens work to pile and compact heaps of the fresh white powder. Not only compacted, though, but sculpted. Vinny has a bright future ahead of him as he works studiously on his Christmas monuments. It's Mount Christmasmore. The loud clattering of teeth draws near. The loud clattering of teeth drawing nearer must be Damien. He must be done collecting the sticks we need. Taking a step back, I look over the 5 different piles of snow we've gathered from the yard. Hey, Vinny, got the arms here.
Sweet. I just need to wake so I can make our mouths look just right.
The younger boy finally stands and marches through the snow and marches through the now muddy grass of the yard. I mean, yeah, that's how that works. But how hard is it to find sticks when everything is ferns and palm trees? Yuck.
Bro, Inky, you two better start on the bodies.
I just realized Krampus must be a dino. Oh, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Why you gotta be so mean?
I'll make the heads.
Damien salutes us at his brother's orders, and we all start on finishing Vinny's project before it gets too cold. While I'm fine with my new mittens and scarf, the brothers are nearly freezing themselves with Vinny's art, which at least motivates them to complete the 5 figures in the time it'd take me to finish a single snowman. Originally, Vinny was begging me to make a snowman in his stead, but then he got ahead of himself and ended up giving himself an artistic vision of a whole family of snow people, you know, modeled after the family. Why not model... whatever. Modeled after his own. Why the family? Ugh. Stop the duplicate words. Come on! And I would have had to do it all. The problem I have is, like, this is like 1 or 2 lines in the text box. You can find some synonyms or other ways of writing stuff where I don't repeat myself, right? Like, if it's a big chunk of text, I'm good with it. There's no padding. It's all oof. I would have had to do it all myself, but Randy decided he had enough of the yard-related tasks being delegated to me this season. At least we have the promise of lunch. Olivia's hard at work in the kitchen. Wow, Olivia's a cook now, great. Like, my problem with the housework being done by someone in a wheelchair is just that you're sitting down. Your legs are facing the you're either doing it at a 90-degree angle, or your legs are permanently between you and the fucking countertop, and you're leaning forward awkwardly. Like, there's no way to make that work. There's a reason you don't sit on a chair when you cook. Alright? Now, I've made a few snowmen in my days, but never snow dinos. To be honest, the only difference is probably just adding a tail to the back. Tails are easy enough. What's not so easy is the beaks. That's where you get a big carrot. Get an extra size one. As powerful as Christmas magic is, it's no match for basic physics. Damien tried making a very tall one to resemble Liz, and it ended up crumbling under its own weight and falling right in his face. After so long, I actually do manage to get the snoots right. It's just a matter of how you pack it together. You get a load of these guys! Oh, I love how you can tell that that's him. That's And before long, there's a nice little group of snow dinos for each of the panes. Olivia's special. It's sprawled out flat like how she lays in the bed. I see Olivia judging from the window. It's a playful glare that knows I'm right, but demands a satisfaction for the hazing.
Hold on, it's not quite finished yet.
Vinny quickly begins forming another frosty figure next to Snow Olivia. Her neck is so long she won't even get hypothermia. She's above all the cold. Soon enough, it begins to take humanoid shape, though lacking any significant details.
Inky, can I borrow your shades?
Sure thing. Adding in my shades. Oh, what? Who is this man? Ooh, that scares me. It's like a jump scare in the video game. Adding in my shades, the little dino presses the hinges straight into its head. Oh, he was standing in the way of it, so we couldn't even see it. It was probably already there, because there's no reason that... Yeah, that's pretty clever.
There, now it's everyone.
Anon, what are you doing? You know, Anon's slightly tanner. He's slightly darker skinned. I don't know if it's the weather or if Anon just has that blood in him. But Inco is just like indoor pale. Look at... I love how Olivia's like that, though. They gave her the seaweed hair. I dig it, though. I wonder if the height's accurate.
Now, there, now it's everyone.
Aww. Oh, God, that looks so weird. I can see why they didn't do it with Anon that much. I'll let the Inksicle keep those for now. Aren't they prescript... Oh, yeah, you have a... I think it's about time to head back inside. I fear Damien's frills might break off. We should stay... Wear a fucking scarf, you clown! What is his problem? I wave to the brothers. What the hell? I wave to the brothers toward the door, and they run ahead in search of warmth. For a moment, I consider adding some filler dinosaur-related detailing, but I don't want to keep Olivia waiting. I make my way inside to make sure to stamp the snow off my boots beforehand. It's got a little roof over the porch. How nice. By the time I see them, Damien and Vinny have already changed into dry clothes. The jackets they have worn, designer-made and thoroughly insulated for the cold, hung heavily over the coat rack nearby. I knew they'd be good gifts, especially for Vinny. I'll remind them how to clean the jackets later. Oh, they don't give a shit. The brothers sit on the couch, wrapped down blankets and sipping hot chocolate way too quickly. I was 30 seconds. How did you get changed that fast? We were just trying to freeze to death as little as possible. It wasn't that bad. It says the agarthoid. What the fuck is an agarthoid? Agarthoid. Agarthoid. I appreciate that when I enter this, Google is like, are you looking for apartheid? What? Unfortunately, I cannot find this article. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like warm-blooded, related to warm-bloodedness, I don't know. That's not a slur, is it? In either case, I'd rather not get the couch all wet, so I'll just have to stand for now. Downside of not living there, buddy. Hold on, I'm just gonna look it up. Tachymetabolism? Sexy. God, that part always makes me think of Night in the Woods a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm sorry, what the hell is this? Who is this handsome gentleman? Get a load of this Tegu. The Argentine black and white Tegu, man. What a gentleman of a picture they picked. He looks like fucking Como. Just hanging. At the very least, Damien gestures to the thermos of hot chocolate and the spare mug on the coffee table. After yanking off my new handmade mittens, I pour myself a cup and savor the heat as my fingers regain feeling. As someone who's been outside in the cold a lot, what kind of fucking nerd are you? You live in the tropics, obviously, to some extent. Considering that Anna made it through without a speck of snow. Actually, I have no idea how that is like that in like tropical climates. If it snows, like if it's really that bad. The closest I think I've ever gotten to that is what had happened in Rocket Power, but how the fuck is that indicative of anything? Soon enough, the familiar sound of rubber on hard... Oh god, she's leaving skid marks. Ugh. Signals Olivia's arrival. The first thing she notices is the two Payne brothers clumped together on the couch. You two look like you're having fun.
Yeah, did you see the snow guys we built? We made one that looks kind of like you.
I saw. I'm flattered. How the fuck did you see out the window when you're that low? And then they throw a pillow at him. I just finished lunched. You hungry? Lunched? I could smell it ever since I entered. The smell of well-seared meat and veggies. Wouldn't they make it rawer than that? Ever since she came over to visit that one time, I've been dying to try cooking again. Absolutely. I think it's still here for now. Damien, I'm offering you food. No, sir, not getting out of this year. Vinny takes a cue from his elder and follows his example, crossing his arms and smugly holding up his chin in defiance. You guys suck. Olivia motions me towards the kitchen, and I take one last sip of cocoa before joining her. Why is there an A there? Are you fucking French or something that you're putting in that many syllables that don't need to goddamn be there, mother? Also, I have been writing that stuff that I talked about, the whole Nier. It's not a crossover, because none of the characters from Nier show up, but about 2,000 words so far. I might even post some of it. Probably with comments disabled, because I don't give a shit. I don't need to hear what people have to feel about this, alright? It doesn't matter. You're gonna read it, you're gonna walk away, and you're gonna think, well, sure wasted some of my life on that, huh? She ladles me a bowl, explaining all the intricacies of the special way she learned to make this from Sophia. Though she never would tell me the secret pain seasoning that she used to further enhance the taste and all of her cooking. Shit. I carefully set the bowls in a large tray and hand the tray to Olivia. Jesus Christ! Now you're doubling double down. A meal set, Olivia's holler for food shakes the house to its foundation. Yeah, she's got a gravelly voice, man. It's just, ooh. Sophia and Randy meet us as I wheel Olivia into the living room. And they're looking well rested from their afternoon nap.
Oh, thank you, Olivia. It looks fantastic.
Olivia smiles and sets the bowl down on the coffee table so she can begin passing the bowls out one by one. With a flick of his tail, Vinny turns on the television, instantly set to a sports channel playing a hockey match. Randy takes a loud slurp of the broth, licking his chops after. I just noticed he has the side fins, she has the up fin, and Vinny has none of the fins. They're doing that wacky thing again. I guess. The stew. God dang it, Bobby. Tastes fantastic, too. So enjoy the stew so we can have the real Christmas treats. Real Christmas treats? When Olivia sees my confused look, she simply smiles and shakes her head. The rest of the Paynes look excited, though, and start voraciously slurping down their stew. Following their example, I abandon my spool and take up my bowl and bring it up. Humans are far better suited for this. Like, muzzles make it kind of difficult to tip bowls like that. You gotta pour it in at that point. You can't rely on your lips. Just the right mixture of salty and spicy. The veggies of meat and creamy broth are going down so smoothly. As much as I want to save my first sip, the others have already drank up most of their meal. It's like they don't even bother to fucking taste any of it. It just goes in. It's about the filling. Like, what are you, birds? Do you have a gastrolith in there grinding up the meat? So I too greedily slurp down my meal until I can set my empty bowl down on the serving tray in satisfaction. Oh, that really hit the spot, Olivia. Looking around, Olivia isn't in the room anymore. Olivia?
Give her a moment, Inco. She's just fetching some things.
I can only guess the treats based on how Vinny is vibrating the entire couch with his excitement. Alright, wouldn't be Christmas without these. These are looking to be a tray filled with some kind of oddly shaped chocolates. Olivia wheels herself right beside me, so I take the tray from her armrest. She smiles and gracefully tosses herself beside me on the couch. Oh, I love how they did that. That's pretty cute. Yeah! Looking down at the tray again, the treats looks like bundles of sticks held together by their sugary coating. These are called haystacks, Inco. Does he mutter or not? Hold on, I'm looking these up. What are these? Oh, those look pretty fucking cool, though. That looks pretty neat. They look like little bird nests. Or at least one of them has like little eggs in them. I guess those are M&Ms. Delicious. They're called haystacks, Inco. Try one. You'll love it. I pop one of the smaller bundles into my mouth, chewing on the sweet and salty homemade candy. Marshmallow, butterscotch, and, chow mein noodles? I hold one of the uncovered sticks to inspect it.
It's an older tradition, so I'm not surprised you don't know it, Inco.
I mean, to be fair, like, a lot of those pastas, if you don't season them or anything, are just plain. You can use them for stability and structure. I take a couple more and pass the tray to Damien. They are quite delicious. Olivia plucks one of the pieces from my hand and pops it into her mouth, crushing the candy into oblivion. Just like the stew, the tray of haystacks is devoured rapidly too. It's like these people don't even have tongues. They don't eat. They just put things in their stomach. Like, I get it. You can't chew with those muzzles, but man, put in some work. Ah. Randy sinks further into his recliner, drawing his wife into his lap with a surprised yelp from her. Oh man, Inco is at the stage where the married parents are doing the PDAs. Hell yeah. She shakes her head and settles in beside him, looking over everyone else with a content smile. Oh, this is what holidays are all about.
Hey, I had a thought. If we're practically adopting Inco, doesn't that mean that he's technically having incest with Olivia?
I don't know, but technically Olivia isn't all kid either, so it gets really complicated real dang fast. That's what the holidays are all about.
Candy?
A family, son.
About being with the ones we love the most, Vincent. Which is why Inco's parents can go fuck themselves.
The young boy considers her words and comes to his own conclusion.
Well, I love candy, and we should have more.
He looks at Olivia, who snorts at this logic. I'll make more later, okay?
Sweet.
Knowing that there'll be more Christmas candy, the young dino's eyes focus on the hockey game playing. As long as they aren't biologically related. They're just stepsister and brother. Wink wink pornography nudge. That's a hell of a way to end the video, I guess. Knowing that there will be more Christmas candy, the young dino's eyes focus on the hockey game playing. On screen, the hockey puck finally hit into the net. The shot is replayed a couple times from different angles. All the while the professional commentators talk about the college teams. While they mainly focus on the players' game effort, the commentators also highlight the players' plans and degrees. Which reminds me of what's to come soon. Going back to school next week. Don't remind me, man. But it's the last semester before graduation. Then we're free to go do whatever. College, jobs. Vinny will finally have a room to himself. Oh, they share a room? That just feels weird. Like, I get sharing a room when you're, like, equal age, but I guess Olivia being girl was more important. Still, your house is big. You can just make a room. You can split the kitchen.
Oh, that's true. Once you guys go, it'll just be Vinny here to keep us company. It's kind of weird that we have two kids that are in the same class just like last time. Like, oh my god, that poor Samantha's gonna have such an empty nest syndrome. She'll never recover.
Well, we don't talk about her anymore, darling. As we all know, ending one is canon.
Oh, my kids are growing up.
When does Vinny go to high school? Oh, don't worry, Ma. Way ahead of you. I'll fill all my classes just for you.
Not if you know what's good for you.
Oh, it'll be strange seeing this place quiet for us. You're gonna have to wait 10 more years when Vinny fucks off. It's been pretty lively this year. Vinny seems like the kind of kid who's gonna have quite a senior year ahead of him. I'll have to enjoy it while it lasts. He also doesn't have irises, or pupils, sorry. He doesn't have pupils, so I'm pretty sure he's being mind-controlled. If pornography has taught me anything, it's that when people don't have irises, the pupils, it's the pupils! The iris is the colored part. When they don't have pupils, they're brainwashed. That's something I've been taught over the many years of experience I've gathered. It's all 6 months before we even graduate, guys. Plus, I still don't have any plans yet. Our school was probably going to be bothering us a whole lot about applying for colleges right about now. Well, not in Copivoca, Ohio. They started with that way earlier. Do you even know the timeline of anything that happens? Oh no, Inco-san, help! I'm stuck in the kitchen making dino nuggies. Oh no! Wait, you have no plans at all? Olivia shrugs. I know what I'm supposed to do, obviously. But compared to Liz, she's the next decade of life planned out. Leaf? Maybe more. When is Life Erickson Day? I need to know. It's October 9th. Well, probably be done with a lot of stuff by then. God damn it. Life Erickson. Ugh. This holiday has gained so much popularity exclusively from the fact that it's like this goofy little gag. Who can say that for themselves? Perhaps the best way to remember the day. Yeah, this just goes above and beyond. As for me, I don't really know either. Maybe college, but I'm open to other options. I guess it's a good thing we have half the year still, then. Man, it's gonna fly by, and you're gonna wonder where the hell it all went. Yeah. Damien stands up with a sly grin, marching back to the tiny Christmas tree in the corner. All the gifts have been unwrapped, but some of the presents were still beneath it, awaiting the pains to make room in the house for them. She scoops up something and comes back to the couch. Ah, I see it's that new retro console. I still can't wrap my head around the concept. Wouldn't you want a console from the latest generation? Oh my god, Inco. Retro throwback Yo, leave the future to the future. We still gotta try all the presents.
First game dibs!
I can't stop my smiling, or blushing, or anything. Inco is a very emotional boy. It's very, very interesting. He just won't fucking stop. He just can't stop, won't stop, can't stop the beat, won't stop, can't stop the beat, no. Oh my god. What the hell? People be sharing some hot shit with me today. Allow me to read this one for you. Basically, I don't know what I'm gonna spare you the situation, but it's hilarious and I got a good chuckle out of it. That's all you gotta know. I'm cursed with eternal distractions. Man like me's got a yawn. God, fucking. Inco, not everyone can afford a PlayStation 4. Even though I know Damien's only trying to change the subject. Someone nips on my shoulder. Hey, sup? We're forgetting someone. I want to give Guts his Christmas breakfast. Olivia pushes herself to the edge of the couch seat, but before she can set her knees down to the floor, she pauses and turns her eyes my way. Inco, can you help me? Yeah, do you want your chair? She shakes her head no and then hold.
She wants uppies!
Oh my god, she wants uppies. She wants uppies, Inco. I can feel my face heat up as I comprehend what she really wants. Don't you normally walk on your knees around the house? Well, I mean, that wears your pants down so quickly. Just do it.
Uppies!
Considering how absolutely fat she is, don't even try to pretend otherwise. You know, Inco, this is the real workout you were looking for. I'm honestly surprised that it's entirely in the thighs. We've already hugged her. What are we getting out of this, other than leg day exercise and some arm strength? The rest of the family looks amused while I slide one arm beneath her legs and the other around her back. I guess we're not getting a wedding shot, because we already did it. Olivia further secures herself by wrapping her arm around my shoulder. Lifting her up is slowly becoming muscle memory, though my gate to her room still feels awkward. And people are heavy, Inco. Jesus. Even if she has a lot of... Like, there's fat in there, and I imagine that she has pretty muscular arms from rolling herself around in a wheelchair. So I imagine she's pretty weighty, no matter what. Just don't break the bed by dropping her in, you bingus. Once her tiny minion has probably fed his righteous Christmas feast, Olivia and I sit together on the bed and just hold each other. People might be heavy, but love is heavier. God damn it, Olivia, why is your love stored in your thighs? It's just like the best way to break up a relationship is to show that while you're carrying her down the wedding aisle. Like, even the priest is like, you know, we say through sickness and in health, but this is just too fucking much. The hollering of the rest of the family is thankfully muted by our walls, and we finally have some quiet time that I know she's looking for. Yeah, she's an introvert. I don't think she ever got past that. Or she's not an introvert and she's lying. They might have reinforced beds. They're not... That's not how that works. Dinosaurs are not made of especially solid material. They're still made out of the same flesh and bone you and I are. The difference might be that they're more muscular, but, like, muscle and fat are still mostly the same structures and concepts. Like, the only reason dinosaurs tend to be heavier is because they're A, bigger, and B, muscular. Muscles are denser than fat, if I recall correctly. My hands caress her back, drawing out her sweet bellowing purrs as she leans against me more and more. And with my face in her, I could pretend to have hair now. I recall I still have something in my pocket for her. She pouts and nips my arm as I draw away from her. Let go of me. I have something for you. She grunts and releases the hostage. I pull a small box from my pocket, still neatly wrapped in shiny violet paper, and topped with an emerald bow. Scales don't weigh that much. I get that it's like a full body suit, and it might make him a bit heavier, but it's not that significant. Like, scales are still just skin. They're just slightly thicker skin, really. And trust me, most of your weight is located in the fact that you are full of water and carbohydrates. You're just full of those lipids. Ballooning you up. Actually, I don't know what the weight distribution for humans is. I don't want to know body fat, but, like, what is a human composed of? Like, is it the Wawa? Is it all the Wawa? It's got to be the Wawa, because water's pretty freaking heavy for volume. How much was it again? It's like a kilogram for a liter, so like 4 kilograms for a gallon. How many liters is is a human body? 62? Yeah. I guess the average human is about probably slightly lighter than water then. Average human is about 60 to 80. So, yeah, the average human weighs about as much as they are in volume. So they're about like water. Ha! That's incredible. I'm just a water balloon. Not the nasty night. The average human is apparently 60 to 80, although it depends a bit on where you are in the world, because in some places people are shorter or taller. But about 62 liters, so yeah, about a 1-to-1. She sits up and accepts the present, tilting an eyebrow. By the way, you could have given me this while we were opening all the presents. This one's special. Come on, open it. If it's a it's a scarf. That's not a small box. That's a sizable box. Why does she suddenly look so chunky? It's I don't know. It's like her hoodie just poofed up. Olivia carefully tears the wrapping off the box and lifts the cover. Inside is a neatly folded sheet of cloth. When Olivia pinches it to bring it out, it unfolds its true shape. It's a stylized tail brace meant for support and warmth. It only required commissioning Liz for the pattern and Sophia for the knitted material to put it together. Oh man, don't look. This is not for our eyes. A motion for her too, which he delicately sets on my hand. I noticed after all our dance really took a toll on you. For a few days your tail was so scratched up and sore that you didn't want to use it for anything at all. Even now I can feel the muscles beneath those scales are still hot and tender. With all the care I slide the fashionable accessory over her tail. The elastic bands within are already working, distributing a comforting pressure all across her entire tail, and causing Olivia to coo happily as she relaxes further on her bed. Now, you say that, but I've heard that, like, wrist braces are actually, like, they're not comfortable because they're not meant to be. They're meant to, you know, your muscles. Honestly, just hug your tail. Just do it. Give us all the tail hug picture you know we want. We want it. We want it. Show it. So I know it won't be so rough on you next time. Will there be a next time? It takes a moment for Olivia to process my words. Expression of contentment slowly changes to one of surprise and then a gentle smile. Next time. That'd be nice. I mean, there's also prom. Like, I know that this is like pseudo-prom. It serves the pseudo-prom purpose of being a highlight in the story, but... Why is it so fucking shiny? That's not made of cloth. That's made of, like, silk. On... spandex, maybe? What makes sense? Because, no, stretchy. How do tail sizes work? Like, I know glove sizes for humans are like that, but tails come in so many shapes and sizes. Like, are there standards for that, or do you just have to figure yourself out? The twitch of a cheek doesn't escape my sight. I imagine a standard might be like beginning, like base, end, middle, and length. And from there, you just let the stretchiness do the work. The twitch of his cheek doesn't escape my sight. Jesus, why are you looking like that? Why does it feel like your hair has gone up on your head? It's like the artist doesn't want to draw the hair going down to give your head a slope, so it's like puffing forwards now. But that's just me. Olivia, are you okay? Also, real talk, debate that occurred yesterday was talking about how dino lifespans compare to human ones. Oh, well, what about it, Cloaker? Yeah, just, she chews on her lip for a moment to think. Is it something but you know, this has the exact same problem that Ending 4 had in Snoot Game. I don't care about this gushy stuff. We've done the thing where the gushy stuff is established. Let's just move on. I want the story. I don't care about this. If I want to smooch someone, I'll get a real girl. But I'm not really interested at this moment. Seems like a lot of trouble. And you have to let someone with a knife stabbing distance, so that doesn't seem very safe to me either. I like my women like I like my knives, not within stabbing distance. No, it's silly. I guess I felt, I don't know, guilty for a second. There was no solid conclusion, but came in on consensus that the dinosaurs probably live longer than... Why would they live longer? What did they got going for them? Why do dinosaurs get all the cool shit and humans are just like, you get nothing. You get warm-bloodedness and that's it, buddy. Whoop! Enjoy your sunburn. Yeah, but I don't care about any of this. The fingers wring her blanket. Guilty? What for? It's at some point while I was making that fountain painting. I was resting and I remembered something. When I was a lot younger, I would occasionally go to these physical therapy appointments. There were some other kids like me, actually. Maybe 3 or 4 years old. One of them was able to waddle a bit with his tail, and almost everyone was excited when he could manage that. What the fuck does that even mean? What does it mean they're more resilient? In what way? They're not combat damage resilient. Do they recover from injuries faster? Because that's the headcanon I go with. Is humans take more damage, but they can recover from more damage more quickly. You know, dinosaurs suffer from diseases, but humans are like, because they... Because dinosaurs live in dry places, right? Maybe jungles and stuff. But they're not as affected by, say, mosquitoes and the like. Well, humans go everywhere. Humans probably also last longer mentally. I mean, humans have, you know, a bunch of age-related things that aren't very pleasant to deal with. Someone told me that apparently blind people don't have schizophrenia, was it? Or paranoia, something like that. It's a hell of a thing. Almost everyone was excited that he could manage that. But the other kid's tail was too short. He was stuck in all fours still. So, how many fucking people in this world are, like, paralyzed below the goddamn knee, Olivia? Can someone just be paralyzed below the waist or something? Jesus. Just commit to the bit. Chop her legs off. It's a miracle I even could do what I did. I mean, did you practice? I mean, that seems like something you shouldn't do on a whim, because then you just knock half the crowd over. Also, there's something about living in, like, colder, wetter climates that A thing worth considering is that a large amount of the European disease resilience has to do with the fact that we hang out with animals that bring diseases into our midst, and that's how you guys killed off a lot of America, is you just brought some diseases because you had all these animals, and they didn't have as many animals, so they didn't know what the fuck to do with all this shit. Cities were cesspools for disease because animals were allowed to run around for a long time. Oof. Now we still have dogs, I guess. But it made me think. I eventually found videos of someone dancing like that with her tail. Oh, so you did. Thank goodness. Otherwise, it would have fallen over and it would have been hilarious. Someone like me, you know. I'm lucky enough to have this issue. Lucky enough so I can still move around a bit on my own, I guess. Yeah, Jesus. Can we have one person in this that just doesn't have that capacity? What about others, like that boy? What would they think after seeing us dance? It's been on my mind ever since I started practicing. I'm sorry, Olivia, but I'm gonna have to make the joke. You're a tripod, just like your husband. Olivia clears her throat and looks at me with a sadness permeating from her moon-shade eyes. So it gave me the idea, but should I have? Feel like somehow I shouldn't have, but I did it because I love you. Why shouldn't you? Like, I complain about it because narratively speaking, it kind of undermines the plot, but, like, I don't know, have fun with it? Like, I'm judging this as a story, not as a person. For people, I'm like, sure, fucking glad, good for you. Now let's tango, baby. And then I probably go like dun 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 dun. I love that Como keeps bitching about the isekai genre because he's like, Russians have done a lot of isekai and they've done so much more with the concept. And I'm like, yeah, of course they fucking did because they're not reading the anime bullshit. And they predate the genre in Japan by a long period of time too. Although not that much. The concept of isekai, you can extrapolate to like a lot of stories of like, you know, middle European explorers going places and stuff. Anyway, it confuses me. What do those kids think? You ever see them again? She shakes her head. What about everyone else like you? What do they think? I mean, it's pretty obvious that Olivia doesn't have any friends like this, right? Wouldn't any of them be happy to have what you have? So many of them can't ever do something like that. Yes, but still. I know it sounds dumb, but it feels like I'm somehow betraying something. Olivia, my problem with this is that it feels kind of weird, because Olivia is always about, like, outsmarting her, like, you know, overcoming her disability. Why the hell would she be like this, right? Her entire character is defined by, I am not a disabled person. I am me, and I want to art. Why are you suddenly having this feeling of, like, oh, I'm betraying other disabled people, when clearly you don't give a shit about them on the grand scale? It feels weird. I don't know. You could call it nuance, but I don't know. Maybe I don't get it. It's like people with glasses don't feel guilty when they get LASIK? It's called LASIK, right? What's it called LASIK? Laser assisted in situ. What the hell is that? Keratomiliosis. What the hell kind of word is that? On site. Huh. Photorefractive cataract. Jesus Christ, these are some big words. And LASIK. I am never getting that, though. That is terrifying. Also, someone in my family got it, and they had issues. They were not happy about it. Experienced dry eye. Chronic dry eye. I mean, someone shoots a goddamn laser in your eye. I can't imagine that's good for you. So anyway, I started blasting. I mean, that's fair enough, I guess. I mean, to be fair, that double standard does exist. But weaker arms. This will sound dumb, but I feel like I'm somewhat betraying something. Maybe insulting. I could only dance because I was able to use enough of an appendage just long and strong enough to allow it. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you could have with like a character with like wings who can fly and being like, you know, it feels kind of weird. You know, the kind of double standards, and it's like, oh well, I'm missing out on the experience. You know, like I'm passing. you know, I can see that. I guess I feel like I'm mocking them. I'm the luckiest unlucky person, and I get the occasional glimpse of normalcy. I may as well not be called disabled. I'm such a dude. You can't say that. For fuck's sake, you can say that if you can walk to the toilet on a daily basis. But the way you did it is like cute for one moment, but you weren't passing at all. People could tell. It was cute, but it wasn't like no. I thought you didn't ever want to be. No. The face falls and an entire maw trembles. I don't have any answers for her. How would I? She's not some strange exception case because of a bunch of crazy variables. That's not why I love her. So, fun fact, there are a bunch of situations where Olivia could have gotten, like, leg-related modifications. There... In Amalgam High, it would technically be perfectly sensible for Olivia to get new legs, be they grown or replacements, but she just doesn't want it. You know, it's her choice. I think in the Inco Goodbye Volcano High crossover thing, I for a while considered having like Nasser's wing, like be a thing because they would. I like to imagine they're sophisticated enough they do like genetic scanning, like you pick your baby effectively. So him having a genetic disorder is something that's like, why did your parents do that to you? What? Oh my god. But in the Nier crossover, part of the thing I'm going with is that the book she gets, the magic book, Grimoire Azul, could give him a slight Spanish accent, but I wouldn't know how to write that effectively. So I might as well not. Is that he brings her back from the dead, because, you know, she wakes up in a hospital bed and the apocalypse has happened. She's not alive. The hospital's empty and overrun. But he doesn't fix her legs. And part of the point is like, well, you know, you didn't want them fixed. And, like, you never asked me to fix them for you, so I kind of figured this was an okay thing. And Olivia would probably counter with, you found me in a hospital bed, you had to get me a fucking wheelchair, and you were never like, let's give you some fresh legs, buddy? And it's like, well, you know, I could levitate you around a little bit. Also, idea for that is that the pod, the little, like, gun thing in Nier Automata, is her dad. And at some point, he can carry her for flight, because that's just a cute metaphor. Slap, slap, clap, clap. To grow legs cut off. I honestly have no idea what that kind of tech would look like, but I like to imagine that in Amalgam High that's possible. Although a lot of it is possible in like highly experimental settings, so it's not like a common technology. But it's a thing you could theoretically do. Other part of that has to do with the fact that one person who lives there is like, I have super healing gel. It can't restore grown dead limbs. It has a limit to how far it can go, but theoretically, grow like a replacement limb and they can make it work. Stuff like shark DNA. Hell yeah, give me a shark leg. Shark leg, a boo-boo. I'm going swimming in the water with my shark leg, a boo-boo. I don't have any answers for her. Oh yeah, we already said this. She's Olivia, and I love her because she's Olivia. I had to set her tail down on her lap so that they can cup one of her cheeks and tilt her head upward. Looking to those beautiful silver irises, my whispered words carry my honest feelings for her to clearly hear. Hey, I got this because I love you. No other reason. If you don't want to use it in any particular way, who's making you? Nobody's making you, alright? Don't be such a baby, Dino. So, Inco, your teeth grow back, right? He's like, no, my arm grows back, though. That's the real human benefit. There are no humans with disabilities because they just cut the bad leg off and it grows back fully healed. That's a terrifying thought, actually. Holy shit. Although, as I've been thinking about that idea with Nier, like, part of my idea is Azul is attracted to Olivia because Azul needs... That grimoire needs someone who's creative to bring the best out of him. Like, he can't do the big magic stuff without her. Inco has Grimoire Verde, who is made of illusions, and needs someone that... They can only make illusions that someone believes in, and they need someone as a conduit more than anything. So Inco is more like, yeah, Inco perfectly suits it. I need someone that I can fool, that I can weave it around and everything. And he's perfect for the job, baby! And Inco is in a bit of a despair. And the book's basically keeping me alive because he wants to. He's like, I'm done with life. I failed my loved one, and life hasn't gotten any better. Now the world's ended. And the book's like, hey, buddy, would you like cool and magical powers? Seeing as Ben was punched, I wonder whatever certain being could superhero. What? What? Unfortunately, this is the part where I start singing the Castlevania tune. Ba 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 da ba da ba 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 da 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 la da do 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 dun 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 la da. Cause I'm waiting for things to happen. Ground pound. Oh, you mean the 3-point landing? I think that's what they call it, the 3-point landings, when you land with your fist down and everything. It's on TV tropes. Huh. I don't think you want to land with your tail. It doesn't have the structural support to be used like that. Like, it just wouldn't be made for that at all. Like, it's a cute squirmy muscle, but the reason... it's the hinges, right? It's the hinges that absorb the shock. You can't do it with a flubblery worm. It's leverage. If you don't want to use a particular way, nobody's making you, alright? The concern in her eyes still exists, but as her lips rise and her eyelids soften, I can see that sorrow is subsumed by comforting love. Okay. She leans into my palm and sighs softly. It's good enough reason for now. Olivia starts running her hand across her tail's garment. It's pretty. Thanks. It's tailor-made just for you. I like it a lot. Thanks. Oh, she's crying. For the gift and for caring and being there for me. And Olivia's comments devolve into mumbling affectionate words about me as she pushes herself into my chest. My arms wrapping her arms tightly around my body and her tail around my leg. I love you, Inco. I love you too, Olivia. Here's the receipt, by the way. I draw her even closer with my own arms, burying my face into her hair as I cradle the girl next to me. The girl against me. She hasn't showered and it's a little greasy. Ew. Eventually, we'll show off Olivia's newest gift. But for now, she wants to be held, and I want to hold her. Also, if you're doing a 4-point landing as a dinosaur, like, having your tail up is cooler anyway. Come January, the new semester starts. The final semester. There's only 2 in a year, man. And the break and new year provides a nice start to the end. Even Ben seems to be bouncing back. Contrary to his fears, it was business as usual once the break ended. Sure, there was some occasional whisper or rumor, but they were vastly overshadowed. Classes pass, the weather finally starts getting warmer. It doesn't get warmer until February, man. What the hell? Really felt like a victory lap compared to how turbulent that first half of the year was. Olivia indeed decided that she'd live here for too long without exploring much, and she's got a new fire in her to see the city inside and out. We got to see it all. Art galleries, grand luxurious malls, underground tunnel systems, and the local state parks. It's just seeing everything the city had to offer. We even went back to visit the arcade a few times. And that brings us here. From a public school standpoint, I would consider it our final destination. Not the last class or graduation itself. Or even the after party Olivia and I had skipped to cuddle together at my place. I had something better in mind, something I've always wanted to do since my folks moved here. Finally, I was able to make a plan and put it into action. This is hatchback barrels down the freeway. The trunk is completely packed for the week-long trip ahead of us. Not driving, though. The location is shockingly close. Olivia holds my arm close, jittering a bit closely in anticipation. I've always heard of this close place, but I've never actually been this close.
I have once. I was in elementary school, and it was a blast.
Did you get to go surfing?
No, and I don't plan to.
What about you, Inco? You up for hanging 10? Maybe, but I'd rather avoid a burial at sea. Wait, maybe. Although I'd rather avoid a burial at sea, that does scare me. Hey, as someone who's almost gotten a burial at sea. Yeah. Wuss? I was not that heroic about it at the time. I mentioned we got to explore everything the city had to offer. Wasn't exactly true. There's one place I've been avoiding having to mention just for the occasion. Something we'd all talk about together and definitely try to save for the very last. And we're getting ever closer as Liz drives onto a humongous concrete bridge jutting out across the shore. Our fifth passenger speaks up. Actually, I'd briefly consider setting up a single trip down here. Oh, I'm so glad you didn't. I would have resigned as from the treasure on the spot. I would have never flied, yes, especially with the audit. Shut up, everyone. I see it. All of us lean forwards, try to get a glimpse at our destination. Island information. Just off the coast of the city, there's an island. You know how the city is called Caldera Bluffs? I'd seen the bluffs. I just haven't seen the caldera or the vol. The island hosts both. Manuahi, it's called. And Kawela o Kekai I Kalani being 3 volcanoes making up the archipelago. With its lush natural forestry, the island's been labeled a national park. Every last plant here grew of its own accord, creating a wild jungle that beautifully engulfs every section of life here. All the way up to the mountain peak, where numerous hiking trails lead to a scenic view of the dormant volcano, as well as a panoramic of the island itself. Then there's the small yet bustling town that sits just above the golden sand beaches, where the aquatic dino inhabitants make their real living. So many unique boutiques here, full to bursting with handmade trinkets that perfectly capture the island's community. And then there's the few resorts, such as the one we're staying at, nestled on the foothills to give the tourists the best view possible. Our connected suites face towards the towering mountain, with our shared balcony giving us a view almost directly of the largest dormant volcano. It was the perfect setup there, not only with the well-padded lawn chairs, but even with a built-in grill for Olivia and Damien to fight over. Dang! I step out of the shower and start drying off with a towel. All day, I got to see so many sights. We got to see as many sights as the island has to offer. All day today, we got to see as many sights the island has to offer as we could. True to his word, Damien's top priority was surfing lessons. I'll be down at the shore every day this week for a few hours. Olivia tells me that dinos can't get sunburned, but I swear he seemed a little redder this. Well, he's outside like constantly. Speaking of, Olivia offered to handle my sunscreen treatment. I don't know which of us was more eager. Me, avoiding the harsh sun's rays, or Olivia, who looked elated at the idea of being handsy with me. While she did a good job, I felt the need for a sun-based guts tattoo was too much. Painting the red, or not painting the red, I guess. First, we all hung together checking out the shops and restaurants we wanted to visit, but after Damien ran off on his own, we started to disperse and go on our own adventures. Liz found a place that would give her a full neck massage. Ben became engrossed in the cultural side of the island. I like how they're just friends now. Like, ending 4 seems like it's speedrunning a bunch of shit. Like, this is why you can just make a linear story. Just tell this story. Why are you giving me choices if one of the choices is the worst ever? And ending 3 is better because it just gets to the point and fucking sticks the landing. My reward is getting to read stuff I'm not interested in as a genre. Wow!
What a perfect prize for little old me.
Sorry. Ben became engrossed in the cultural side of the island, taking a foot tour through the history of Manuahi. Ahi. Get your bionicle ass names out of here. And Olivia and I decided to hang out at the luau, sampling the bonfire cooked meats while watching a lively fire. There's so much meat in this game. There's so much meat. It's like the creators would look at a salad and vomit. There's one last thing tonight. If you ask me, it's the most important. Like, I get it, they're carnivores, but no. Inco isn't. Give this man an apple before he gets scurvy. I exit the bathroom in a fresh set of clothes. Olivia's still wearing a hoodie. I'm surprised she doesn't overheat, but I guess that's just another fucking perk for the dinosaurs. Outside, the sky is beginning to darken. The sun is riding along the edge of the monolithic husk of the volcano. Hey, do anyone live above this 96th meridian? Meridians are left to right, Inco. Oh, sorry. That's why I picked this resort. It's not a better view on the state. Olivia lazes around on one of the large beds. She sips an exotic juice cocktail and flips through a travel magazine. Jesus fucking Christ, you're throwing your weight around, aren't you, big boy? Took you long enough? You sampling every darn soap they got in there? I'm just thorough. Besides, I smell worse than you because dinosaurs get all the cool perks. You don't sweat as much. If I'd have known you'd take half an hour, I would have gone first. It's about time to meet up. Jesus, he takes half an hour? I can shower and shave in 15, my man. Now that's if I'm being thorough with shaving. Taking a spot beside her, I see Olivia's phone resting on her stomach. How'd the call with your dad go? The older baryonyx had just called as we got back to our room, which is why I got first dibs in the shower. Would have talked for a bit longer. Would have talked for longer if I'd known you would drain all the hotel's water. It was good, though. Sadly... Oh, he's good, though. He said he'd try to be home by summer's end. That'd be awesome. We could have another pool party at Damien's. Anyway, how long until everyone's back? Soon, I'm gonna go clean up now. Relax, I can wait. Olivia sets herself on the well-cleaned carpet and starts marching to the bedroom. Nah, you go ahead and sit up. Oh, hold on. She picks out a soda from the mini-fridge and flicks the door shut with her hip. The can's drained and crumpled in seconds and gifts me a piece of litter. Wow, treasure. Yep, I can find you guys when I'm done, right? Sure. Steal the wheelchair, Inco. Steal the wheelchair. The door clicks behind her as I stop making preparations. I pick up our room's phone and dial the number for room service. A brief phone call later, and the order is placed for some pizzas. 3 pepperoni and 1 with anchovies. Set to deliver to my next destination. I find the mini cooler I brought and fill it up with ice and more sodas from the fridge. A rich man using the hotel mini fridge. Damn. And lastly, my camera bag. Where the hell's your camera been, man? It's just been nowhere. Where's your camera been all this time, buddy? You're the cameraman. You're not cameraing or drawing. Like that's kind of part of what also bothers me about this stuff, right? It's like they set up the gym teacher. They never brought him back. They set up the painting lessons, and they never went, like, what is Olivia, how is Olivia with painting? Now that Yatakan is gone, is she more dedicated to being a teaching paint, you know, like with Lucy, where it's like they find her teacher self? Where are they taking it? Why are we just dropping plot points to get some sappy goop? Give me the development. Give me the development. Give me Olivia struggling with, like, can I even teach someone to paint with Yatakan gone? Or perhaps it's a motivator. Maybe good old fucking Inco has some opinions about that, since he was getting lessons and Yatakan was a photographer. Hell, how does this work with Ben? There's so much they're just leaving on the table so they can do the gushy kissing scene. And that makes me ingy. Alright? That makes me ingy. Makes me a little very, very unhappy boy. Makes me stomp my itty bitty feeties. Angry. Cat no banana. God, I'm gonna yawn again. It cannot be helped. Carrying everything, I step out of the bungalow into the fresh, humid air. Instantly dies from the humid... Oof. There's a huge shared balcony nearby, intended for parties and equipped for buffets. To my luck, the whole place is vacant. I make claim of one of the tables closest to the edge. From here, the whole town sits below in view of us. I notice its layers, from the tropical jungle to civilization to the beachfront. Across the water, the city is still visible. Hold on, I don't want to do this, but I kind of got it. I haven't looked at the script files for a while, but I need to know where we are approximately. Well, fuck. I might be able to finish this right now. Are you kidding me? We're like halfway through this chapter. Oh, no, no, no. The whole Christmas thing was also part of that, so it's a bit longer than I thought. We'll just make it work. Across the water, the city's still visible. Near enough to remind us that we're close to home, but far enough that it feels like we're in a... Oh, Vocaldera is what you're saying. It's a lot to take in. I let my breath out and inhale deeply. Really? Like, where are you? Are you in fucking Hawaii or not? Like, it's implied you're in, like, the tropics, subtropics. Why is there snow during, like, Christmas? I can understand January or February because that's later, but, like, the white Christmas, fuck you. Have an Australian Christmas, man. Get out the goddamn cactus. Have some fun. It's like with the meat. It's like there's this subtle political statement bubbling underneath that just refuses to let the fucking soup boil. Just let me have my Ben moment. Ben has things to do. Like, I get that the idea is that Inco doesn't give a shit about any of that, and he's the POV character, so he wouldn't register any of that, but it's boil the soup. Let's make the most of this while it lasts. I mean, I guess also the problem is that it's like one ending out of 4, but ending 4 always gets like the juice and the squeeze already. Setting the mini cooler down. Why did you even bother? Like, your room is right over there, man. It's about the next few minutes. I mean, I guess breaking off the. I mean, it's prep work. I guess it's fine. Spend the next few minutes gazing out over the view of the island. It's hard to look away, and I'm already getting ideas for where we should go next. But I have a task to perform first. Set my camera and tripod on the ideal location, retrieving my new remote. There you are. Turning around, I spot Damien approaching me with a quickened pace. I almost flinch until he walks right past me, stopping next to the mini cooler and patting the top of it as he fetches a can of cola. You know, since we only see Olivia's dad in ending 1, and he's implied to exist in ending 2, in ending 4, he's talked to, I mean. That's something I think would be kind of fun, is to have it so that every ending has like an element, and all the elements show up in the good ending. You know, it's just kind of like, oh boy. Or like something from the bad ending is distinctly absent. What the fuck is this? Oh no, no, combo class, don't do this to me. No, don't play, don't play, don't play! I just want to watch this later. Multiplication is taught wrong. Hell yeah. That's what I live for. I almost flinch as he walks right past me, stopping next to the mini cooler and patting the top as he fetches a can of cola. Don't run away now, you hear? I don't think it'll have much to say back, Damien. Everything on its way? I ordered pizza. It should be here soon. Ah, cool. Listen, Four Eyes, number 2. We'll be out in a sec. Oh yeah, he's a Four Eyes. I forget. It's ingrained into his character model. Damien drops down a seat, gnawing on the top. Jesus, don't eat the top of the can. Ooh. 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 Dang, this place really is something else, though, isn't it? Thanks, Inco. No problem. I'm glad we could do something like this. True to Damien's word, Liz strolls out of her bungalow she sang with Damien, yawning into her hand. Her head seems to swing around more than usual. I feel amazing. I can't believe I've never tried acupuncture. You do know that's like 99% just you imagining shit, right? Like most... whatever. Everything's just so effortless, it's crazy. She joins us by the table, continuing to rave about her spa treatment. And they were just so coordinated, like a pit stop crew in a race. They call it the Ayakumu Lau treatment. Lau? Lau. I think that's my species in their native tongue. Don't make this awkward, game. Nate! Actually, I took Olivia down to Little Trudon a while back, and he told us the Japanese word for gator is Wani. Who is he? Why is this he? Shouldn't there be like a... Because, like, it's just you and Olivia, so Olivia is a he? Like, put in a chef told us, come on. I think I heard of that before. But she's baryonyx, isn't she? Ben is the latest to join us. I checked back the window to my bungalow to see Olivia out of the shower getting ready. That's what she said, but the resemblance is undeniable. Absolutely. Elementary school, whenever a teacher did the see you later alligator thing, everyone appointed her. She hated it. Boy, you are not telling everyone about the dark traumas of my past. The true scars of her person. Olivia approaches, freshly washed off and carrying quite the payload with her. But is the payload the ice cream I so deeply desire? As I look at the bottom of this, man, there's a lot of commentary down here, but the one that gets me is this last section. Make this not suck and tell Rebby to fuck itself, because it's to enable the AFM, whatever that is. This really stank since rolling back preserves this and it overrides the player's auto toggle. It also sucks because it's the default delay for advance. What the hell is going on here? Olivia approaches, freshly washed and carrying quite the payload with her. Jeez, is all of that your art stuff? You know vacations are to get away from work, right? Can it? Unless you want to wake up tomorrow with a mustache. She's not Jigglypuff, please. She moves from the chair to the table facing the balcony and unfolds the travel easel. Atop it, a plain sketchbook is placed, but Olivia procures a small paint palette instead of any pencil. Right away, she gets to work, starting with the brilliant red near the top of the page. Don't stare, keep talking. I'm just going on about our days. I checked out a few trails just before I got back. Some beautiful stuff out here, you guys should check it out. Oh, hold that thought, heck yeah. He points to an approaching pair of dino ladies carrying large trays. They set them down on the tables. 4 fresh, steaming pizzas. Why the hell are they delivered by a pair of dino ladies instead of one dude who's like working for Grubhub? And is not getting paid enough for this bullshit. Liz has to hold Damien back from drooling a hole in the table. Olivia, however, has her attention split between the canvas and the fresh food. But she shakes her head and goes back at it. You don't even want one. Here. I pick a slice up, careful not to drop it, and bring it over to Olivia's mouth. Once she notices, she opens wide and chomps half of it in one mouthful. Actually, I complained about how long this is taking, but I realized that if we're already in Chapter 19, we're pretty much already done. So they definitely stopped the whole, like, excessive aquarium scene that doesn't do anything. Alright, now it's a party. Damien springs some pizza himself. Once we settle in for real, it gets Liz's attention. Hey Liz, your last year go as expected? I remember you going on about it just before senior year started. Why the hell? Oh, never mind. Oh no, not at all. My predictions were way off course. I never expected things to turn out like this. But I'm glad it did. It's been nuts for everyone. I don't think anyone here is the same person they were before. What about you, Inco? What were you expecting as the new guy? That's a good question. First, I remember when I first stepped off the mess on the first day of school. I wanted to make a lot of friends most of all. I actually never made friends before. Not like you guys. Just people I know for as long as I was around before I had to move again. So it was my goal to get as many as I could. Yeah, how'd that go? I didn't know friendship could be so exhausting. But so rewarding too. All the trials and tribulations and everything else. I think they were all worth it. Because I made friends with you. Fucking Ben? No, fuck off, Ben. Get out of here. You can't just put Ben in here. I look to a certain girl, who remains silent but not inattentive as I catch her own eye staring my way. And more. So I guess to sum it up, it's an experience I never want to give up, Damien. Despite the ups and downs and twists and turns. I almost certainly never would have guessed that the new student would have been such a wrench in the works. Took a tangled up with Olivia, me and everyone else. And me? I was in a bad situation, I'm not anymore. Taking everything to set emotion from day one, huh? Yeah, I'm grateful. Thanks. Yo, Olivia! I'm going around the table and ask you for your input one last time. What do you think? We are like 500 lines away from the finish line. We can do this. We can do this. She stops brushing and looks me in the eye before turning all the way with a smile. About the new human student waltzing in and wrecking our ways of life. I'm currently relaxing as a fancy-as-hell beach resort with some of my favorite people. One of which I thought I'd never be friends with again. We're not going to show any of that, though, or how we reconcile Yatakon's death, because this fucking story doesn't work like that anymore. Oh, thanks to my boyfriend. She looks back to me. They just did Snook Game again, didn't they? You did good, soldier. And Damien, I really appreciate you for always trying to include me. Damien brushes the back of his head. He's got nothing to say for once. For me, the conversation drifts from topic to topic. Liz, in particular, got into a bragging competition with Ben when she talked about the colleges he was applying to. And he rebutted with his own lofty goals. Damien pretended to moderate the whole debate before declaring them both as eggheads. Olivia joins in sometimes, but the most fun was on her own. Focus was on her own little project. Ben busts out a poker set he brought with him, complete with chips. As the sun gets closer and closer to the setting, we all enjoy the evening. The sun's nearly set. The rest of the pizza's nearly out, and Ben's run out to get more soda and chips. Oh, this song. I like the song a lot. It's got a real contemplative vibe to it, I guess you could say. Yeah, we're currently fighting off some zombies. It's fine. I look out over the balcony to the city below, forming different plans for what we could do tomorrow. Possibilities are endless, aren't they? Behind me, I hear Liz chuckling to herself as she clacks the poker chips she had drained from us into neat stacks. As it would turn out, she has an unbeatable poker face, because she fucking just makes it go all the way up there. You can't see it anymore. Match after match, she'd sharked the whole table. Wait, what if when she was stretching her neck, she was... Something tugs at my sleeve. Hey. Yo, come here. I'm led by the sleeve to another of the lawn chairs, which Olivia sets me down. Takes another moment to look at me. Even goes so far as to adjust my legs for some reason. When she seems satisfied with my position, Olivia lifts herself right into my lap with the use of her arms and tail, wiggling herself around until her back is pressed firmly against my chest. Oh, what's all this about? Her tail wraps around my chest, securing herself to me. Finishing touches. Look. Looky-loo. She points to the propped up easel. I got the hiccups. I need Wawa. Sorry. Finally, I can see what she was working on. It's impressive how she managed to draw a villa. She's been working on this for quite some time, and the piece looks complete already. I start to ask what she means by the finishing touches when she places the brush in my hand. Inco, help me finish it. Her voice is soft and inviting, and her hand covers mine gently. How could I ever consider resisting? Ah, magnifique. What? No, keep going. All right. While she said keep going, I started to feel her hand guiding my gentle strokes. Slowly, the beautiful painting reaches completion, and all the while, Liv and I bask in each other's hold. My chin rests atop her chair. She tries to concentrate. Her tail slithers and coils around my wrist, keeping me close as possible. Sadly, we're losing sunlight, and the painting won't be able to dry overnight with how humid it is. It looks fantastic, Olivia. I know. I just want to keep going, though. In the morning, then, okay? She grumbles to herself, but I feel her head nod. I try to move my leg, only for her chill to constrict a bit too tight for comfort. Stay. What about... Stay. She'd already placed her palette and brush aside, leaning back heavily against me. I'll stay, but the painting should be put up. This Gator says later. Right now we cuddle. Is there any pizza left? Yeah, we saved some since we didn't want to interrupt your moment. Shut up. I'm allowed to have this. Liz giggles into her hands. And how the fuck does she do that? A pizza pan is brought over. A circle is formed around it. Olivia basks in the delicious taste, chomping down on the last few slices with a big smile. I nearly bumped something off the table. It's Olivia's sketchbook. Hey, Olivia! Remember back on the second day of school? Playing that drawing game in Mrs. Prockling's class? Yeah. I think that was the first big thing that drew us together. I think you're right. It was? Oh yeah, it's like the first choice, right? God, it's been so long since I've looked at the guide or anything. Yeah, the first choice you make that matters is the Gator Skater. Holy shit, what is all this? Someone wrote a fucking essay analyzing the whole story? Yeah, we're gonna read this when we're done. There's this game the other students would play, passing a note around and doodling on it together. Oh, that. I never got to participate. I just keep passing it along. I'd always draw a dick. Kinda want to do it again. Like a little send-off to our year at St. Hammond. You're corny. Nevertheless, she picks up the sketchbooks and passes it to me. Yeah, I want to draw what I'll remember the year by, mostly. Jeez, there's too much to pick from. Let me start then. Hand it over this way. Sure. Ben gets the pad and starts scribbling something down. In the meantime, Liz pipes up. So, any plans yet? She looks towards Olivia just as she finishes the final slice. Well, Benner insists I should get some fancy diploma or another, just for the sake of it. So probably one of the nearby schools then, just for a bit. I meant for tomorrow. Though I could help you find one if you want. I got a couple of acceptance letters. Actually, I got one too. It wasn't anything really amazing, truthfully. At least I wouldn't have to worry about student debts to my parents. If your parents wouldn't foot the bill with how rich they are, you should fucking leave right there and then, buddy. Ben passes the sketchbook to Damien. No, Dex. I know, jeez. The only dick here is for you. That's worse. How about you, Ben? You going straight to school after summer? Ben is American Psycho. Well, he hums to himself. He stares off into the distance. I was thinking of taking a few months off. And close friend has a vacancy in a backpacking trip starting next month. Lunara. You know that she's trans, according to one guy who was fired, and it's not canon in any way, shape, or form? She said it'd be good for me. I figured I'd consider my future. After all, I've seen more in the world. Sounds romantic, dude. Should tell Lunari how you feel during it, man. Damien. He grins and points finger guns. They should have given him a finger guns pick. Oh man, all you going right back to school? I'm just gonna find a job or something. Oh no, without some help, Damien. Oh, and you just end up working as a sign spinner or something. Hey, sign spinning looks fun. Liz finally gives Olivia the sketchbook. From anything I can see, it's really filling up. No peeking. Bleh. She makes quick work of a sketch. The circle's finally complete when I get the sketchbook back. Pick something good to finish it off, right? Oh my god, look at Ben. Holy shit. Who drew this? Oh, that's probably Liz, because Liz is implied to be a good artist. Look at Vinny. Look at the arcade. Look at Ben and Inco taking pics. Man, I love that Liz. I love that Liz. Look at her. Look at that big old snoot. Look at that big boopable snoot. The sketch is like a little scrapbook from our time at St. Hammond. Ben had drawn our brief gig as the Otacount's apprentice. Well, he drew pretty fucking good. Damien tried his best depicting the arcade trip, and Liz chose to depict her dance with Damien. I knew it was going to come up eventually. Now's not the time to fancy. Holy shit, look at that. Jesus, that's gotta be so much strain. Olivia, in turn, drew our dance alongside it. Boy, do I have some competition here. Alright, one last drawing. Let's see. Really? No. No, I'm not humoring this bullshit. My drawing draws the rest, and look over the whole thing once more. Cute, I think you've just gotten a little better. I just want to keep this one. So yours. You can totally not choose to take that and still get this ending, so... We'll keep talking about our senior year, what comes next for some time. Finally, the sun has set and the moon has risen, framing the balcony perfectly for what I was hoping for. I motioned for Olivia, so she'd finally let me stand, which she reluctantly does. Standing and stretching, I feel the pins and needles on my legs slowly fade as I walk to the corner of the balcony. All reliable. I was taking hundreds of pictures with this bad boy. And none of them seem to have noticed it here, thankfully, as I looked again at the chatting group on the balcony. My friends. Why is Ben here? Somehow, I think this picture will mark the precise end of one point in our lives and the start of another. When the game starts. Maybe that's what all pictures do. I make quick work of everything to set it up just right. The angle, settings, everything. Yep, it's time. Hey, everyone. Heads turn. Olivia rolls her eyes but smiles, seeing I'm up to old tricks. I see where this is going. Alright, just one. Thanks. I got a feel this is going to be a keeper. Damien adjusts the seating to bring Liz closer to him. The focus, f-stop, and ISO are ideal. No worries about motion blur or anything. I quickly go sit right by Olivia. Yeah, he probably learned a lot. If only we had a scene where him and... embracing her in a similar way. How do we know it's done? It's not on a timer. I got a switch here. Oh, some on cheese? Sure. Actually. Better yet, I just thought of something. Just for Olivia. We were talking about this earlier. I tell them what I thought up. Olivia's brow furrows defiantly. That's lame. Please don't. My camera. Yeah, just this one time, alright? You got it. Everyone ready? Once more I'm enveloped in Olivia's arms and tail, and I can feel her joy and annoyance radiate from her more brilliantly than the last rays of sunlight. All eyes took to my DSLR in the corner. Smiles adorning faces from the prospect of this moment being immortalized forever. Like, I honestly don't really feel all that much friendship between Liz anyway. It's really just feels like Damien. I don't know. Maybe I'm just blind to friendship. I just don't feel it. Like, I specifically replayed the entire game so that I would have some more mental context for Ending 4, and I'm just not feeling it. Ending 3 feels so much better in all the wrong ways. I like the ways that make me feel a little dirty. That I like it. Here's to the future, yeah. And for good fortunes to come. Also, again, slightly off-model Liz. She looks different. She looks a bit more mascotty than here, where she looks more, you know... Like, the little art style differences are always so noticeable because you see these guys the whole goddamn time in the same coloration, rarely ever with any overlay. So when they change at all, it's like... This is where the budget went in this tiny picture in the fucking corner of the frame. Why did they put a glass of water there, too? Just one, though. Even though they were drinking explicitly soda from a mini cooler, they could have put in the frame instead. And all the good friends we've made. It's just a picture, don't make it weird. I think it's a bit more than that. 3, 2, where? Why isn't Inco holding the remote? Seriously. 1. Really? You're doing a title drop as your last line? We did it! I gotta be honest. I don't like this game anymore. But maybe I'll get over myself in a week or so. Let me be clear, right? When I finished Ending 4 in Snoot Game, I felt something, and I loved it. When I did the same in Night in the Woods, I felt something, and it was great. Here, I'm like, eh. I think we'll save this for next time, because I know there's like an epilogue and everything. Oh, this is the epilogue. Well, we'll do that later. Why is this the button, though? I have to play the epilogue. I'm legally not allowed to do otherwise. I have not yet seen everything the game has to offer, but I did get a secret achievement. The game was like, hey, you gotta know about this, buddy. Apparently there's still some art to get. There's a bunch of animations. Why is this one last, though? Oof, took a minute to load that one. I don't know if this is better than Snoot Game. Them not doing the aquarium thing where they just have this... I don't know. I feel like there's a good linear story in here somewhere that I would prefer to see over the multiple endings. I love that it knew that I drew nothing and it didn't even bother. But listen, I gotta be honest. I don't like the game all that much in the end. I think Snoot Game was really the flash in the pan. It might have been Snoot Game that ruined me, but considering that I had a good time with Mojob, considering I had a fantastic time with Snoot Game itself, with some of the mods, I really, really think that Wani Gator just isn't for me. Like, something about Snoot Game had the spice, you know. It was sassy. It was a 4chan game, and it was willing to be that, and it was something new and refreshing. And the mods had their own little character. Puppet Pals was just incredible. But this just... I think what best exemplifies it is that the bad ending is just, like, bad. It's just a bad ending. But it doesn't have the pizzazz of Snoot Game, where all the bad endings feel like a big thing, and the ending 3 is like this goofy wish fulfillment. I don't know. They ran out of ideas. Would you mind explaining what they mean they ran out of ideas? Because I do feel that this feels like Snoot Game again, and that's not a great thing to do. All right, let me go. Let me cut the recording here because they don't need to see anything else. Recording people, hello. We're gonna do the epilogue soon. Don't worry. Actually, this is not the end. So yeah, recording people. Don't worry about this. I'm gonna look at the analysis. I'll record the analysis. Why not? Welcome to a video you can skip where I'm just looking at an analysis that someone wrote on Steam. Let's see right off the bat. Strong hit. Yeah, the whole like human student is the only one of his kind in a school full of dinosaurs doesn't actually fucking matter. Him being a human is not a relevant plot detail in the way that matters. Like, he's not even that much of an outsider. He makes friends literally immediately, and those are the only friends that matter. Like, if you want this to be a story about someone integrating into a society he doesn't fit into, you don't give him everyone at the beginning. All right? It's all about Olivia. What it's about is about Inco... Like, it's not even about him being alone. It's that Inco dehumanizes the people around him. That's ending one Inco's problem, is he dehumanizes everyone around him. Right? Yeah. Like, the fact that the choice to go along with the crowd or not doesn't mean anything is, like, the most indicative that that's not the part of the story that matters, because that's, like, the part of the story where Inco's being the only human and wanting to fit in matter, when you really think about it. Like, if this was a plot point, why doesn't Lunera bring it up, right? Like, there's a whole section that could have done something with that. Like, oh, of course the one... Why did no one bring that up? Like, oh, of course the one human in school wins the... Like, that should have been a point, right? If you want that to be your plot point. So, analysis, man, no, you're wrong. No, Olivia's a protagonist, you idiot. So much of the plot revolves around her. She's not a deuteragonist. Oh, no. Oh, it's second. I thought Excuse me, I thought deuteragonist... I don't even know.
Deuteragonist.
The deuteragonist. I thought that meant that, like... I honestly thought that like, protagonist, you could have multiple protagonists. And deuteragonists is like... I never knew that that was specifically... No, that's just the second people. But that doesn't work for me, because then you can only have two people. I mean, at that point, you're just making it the whole fucking point. Yeah, he's the secondary character. The plot is about Olivia getting over herself. Him being an asshole is kind of part of it, but mostly in her context, when you get down to it. Right down to the point that the story ends when Olivia fucking dies. Also, the whole, like, racing in a wheelchair thing never comes up in a way that I feel... Again! And Echo is called the Anon. I will say that he's right. They have unique designs. I don't know if they reflect their character traits that well, other than like some really superficial stuff, but that's fair enough, you know. That he's an empty shell waiting to be adorned by fancy consumer products. Which is kind of fair, I guess. But again, like with Ben, not enough is done with it for it to really work. You gotta hit it twice. You gotta hit it hard. 3 is the minimum amount of times you have to do something for something to be a pattern. And you gotta make it strong enough that it sticks to the paper. Problem is that Anna was... whatever. Only regret saying what other people have said. Yeah, that doesn't really get hammered home. Nah, it's there, but it's a bit subtle. I like how this guy took screenshots with the debug mode active. Great. Good job for you, buddy. I don't give 2 shits because it's going to make me look bad. Ah, that's so great. Failing to develop Inco will doom him to being a spineless conformist who only acts for the approval of others. If you make enough right choices for someone capable of autonomy, act free. Sorry, but the animation in the side is... Oh no, it's the flashing. That thing fucking flashes. Stop flashing, please. We're going to go to the options menu so that stops flashing and catching my attention the whole damn time. Inco's goal is to evolve from an NPC into a capable individual. Olivia... What mental condition? Olivia doesn't have a mental condition. She's just upset with herself. If she has a mental condition, it's not expressed all that well. He became human. Inco become human. Hell yeah. She's a talented underachiever. Wow. Belied by her. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter if she's wearing slippers in the art. We never get to see it. Also, those are definitely trying to be like pedo bears. I just know that that's what was in their mind when they drew those. Why would she dress her feet in comfort if they don't work? Wouldn't they be numb? And if they're not numb, that's even... Why doesn't Inco give her a fucking foot rub? Come on. It's the obvious thing to do. What the hell is this? That's an old picture. Move it, loser. Oh, wow. That's an early version, huh? That's probably before they had to shape it up. I like that they have pine trees. Suits the green boxes. Looking towards her own painting with obvious resentment. God, I still think that when she's wrapped up in the blanket, she looks so weird. Like her head shape just makes my head spin. Yeah, I guess the writer guy is right. Inco doesn't know how to cook, but he clearly is capable of keeping himself alive at home. You know, his parents being gone and everything. Prepackaged with a stroller. She crawls on her hands and knees like an infant. Well, I guess that's a good reason to keep her legs around to that extent, then. Symbolically relevant. It's her legs not working, though. It's not like she can grow out of that. Although maybe that's the point. You gotta learn to accept it. Olivia has like 3 fathers. She has her actual father, she has Mr. Payne, Randy, and she has fucking the Otacon. Jesus. It took 3 fathers, 4 if you count Inco, to make this girl anything. Jesus. Also a warning to the player about being overprotective of Olivia. Continually hand-holding. Oh, that's neat. The scores and their reciprocal effects. Weak-willed soy boy. Our entitlement and delusions of grandeur. Yeah, that's kind of what ending 2 is. The first time... Alright, well, fair enough. Missed opportunity by Caveman on to describe Inco trying not to stare. That's just rude, man. Was I right about this? Because I want to see how he thinks about this. Huh. I love how Mia says you won't score any points doing this. It's so fucking stupid. No one is sure how this will affect the remainder of the game, but whatever means they can indicate the score. Jeez. Actually, I think it just comes up once for like that he did it at all. That's all it does. Which is really weird that they do it for the one choice. Pity and hypocrisy and questionable writing. Now that's a spicy title. The Inco Parry. Oh man, these... Let's see. The best choices come right after another, provided you make the right choices rant on that incoming. There is no point in treating them separately, as they are both integral, and I will collapse them into a single section. Infuriating, selfish, and self-pitying. Sending 492 is essentially what happens if the issues brought up here don't get resolved. Even though it's so easy to get anything, even if you don't. The most endearing and adorable character of Riddick was sweet and loving. Okay, well, I know that the entire point Caveman was going for is to make her a flawed three-dimensional character undergoing necessary personal growth to overcome those flaws. She gets let off much too easily here, even if you go through all the correct choices. My reasons are as follows. Inco is too damn nice to her. He of all people is all right to be furious at Olivia. The fact that she makes one token observation about his own flawed character doesn't justify her using him the way she did. And he should have been far more direct with that fact. And for those who would argue that he does challenge her on her wrongdoing, it only comes up as an observation, not him being righteously indignant at having his trust betrayed. He barely shows any damn emotion here at all. It's all very robotic conversations that are practically telling the players what they should be doing via Inco's narration. Even if you choose to let her fail, she doesn't actually face any repercussions and instead begs him to keep quiet. She doesn't even get scolded by Yatacon, who really ought to have. It's my guess that Yatika knew what Olivia was up to and allowed it to happen so she could get caught and deal with the repercussions, whatever they may have been. But he still should have done more than being a passive witness. Now, I know that he destroys her painting later in the game, but after Inco and Olivia get out of the rain and talk to him about it, he all but fawns over her, and this is when she is written. And this is when she is treated like a borderline Mary Sue. Is she? I mean, she gets off pretty easy, yeah, fair enough. I can see that angle. Like I said, argumentation matters a lot, you know. Again, when you make all the right choices, the whole thing amounts to little more than an impromptu therapy session for Olivia. It was all like, shucks, I hate to admit it, but you're right. It doesn't do anything to try and pay Inco back besides trying to help him get good at painting, which happens anyway regardless. Would it, though? The whole conceit of Inco being placed in a similar situation as she, where he's subject to unearned praise, falls flat when the issue of him not actually being able to paint is actually swept under the rug anyway. Never relevant to the plot again. Yeah! It reminds me of that episode in Seinfeld where Jerry diffuses any and all challenges with his legendary yet dubious athletic abilities by saying, I chose not to run. We can just mention Inco easily saying, I chose not to paint. That would amount to the same thing, even except that doesn't happen. Everyone just collectively forgets for the plot's sake. Yeah, they really... Like I said, there's so many plot points you just don't do anything with. It's obvious what Kevin was going for. The Mitzvah is not simping for any girl, and they were attempting to drive that point home in the bluntest way possible by showing Olivia turning into an abusive narcissist in ending 2. And this is merely the self-destructive mentality leading up to it. Now, I'm not saying they were wrong for doing that. In fact, I think it's brilliant. My issue here is that they were trying to create the message not about simping. My issue here is that in trying to create a message about not simping, they ended up simping for Olivia themselves by treating her with the kid gloves. I attempt to delineate the problem as straightforward as I can. First, Inco confronts her with her misdeed, easily inferring what happened, and then she says, I can explain, and goes into some sob story about her feelings and about how his mere presence was causing her to have this existential crisis, and he apologizes. You should probably put bold or emphasis or italics on the, and he apologizes, if that's your point, because otherwise it's a bit weird. At this point, the player wasn't even given a dialogue option yet, but the game is practically telling you not to be angry with Olivia. I immediately regret my words, okay? Why does this font look different? Or is it just my brain being stupid? Seeing the Polish language, which makes me wonder whether this game will ever get a... Listen, I'm willing to provide the Dutch translation, but... I want to get paid for it this time, though. Because technically speaking, I have translation experience for a translation that never released. I'm pretty sure I still have it lying around here somewhere, too. Angels with Scaly Wings, you can knock any time and I can hand over the material. I just forgot to. Second, if you choose the option, but why do all this? And I hate the wording in it because it's not direct enough. Inco's response is to regret pressing her on the issue because he feels bad for her. Come the heck on! This is not normal human behavior. At this point, he's not acting like a friend whom she wronged. He's acting like her therapist. He should have gotten angry. He would have been in the right to be angry. In his absence of anger, he's feeling like a personal actor. Out of respect for Olivia's feelings. Because to back down would degenerate her. This comes across as self-refuting. He's walking on eggshells for her, even though, cripple or no cripple, she... Yeah! Like in the replay, I really felt that. People having the agent treating her that way when she robbed them of his agency for treating her as a proxy. Again, Inco or anyone would have the right to be angry, yet the player's not given the option to throw it back in Olivia's face. See, even though you go through the ridiculous flowchart of responses necessary to finally get Inco to grow a spine to say to her, no one made you do those things, you did it on your own, stop feeling sorry. So this comes across as simping. Because regardless of the backlash, she gets nothing! Inco's the one who has to deal with that shit. The more I realize you missed... Yeah, there's a lot of missed opportunities, buddy. Though some aren't necessarily relevant to the big plot itself. Let's not pretend that that's the problem. It's also clunky. Normally I think there's a great and not breaking the show don't tell rule by either telegraphing aspects of the story or leaving events vague enough. So we're not here. The entire sections need of editing. Self-editing for fiction writers. The fuck does that mean? That sounds like a good read. Is it on the website that I can access that isn't Amazon? Because I don't want to bother with Amazon. Oh, there it is. Well, hell. You know what? I think I'm going to buy it right here or right now. I don't demand me. I'm just buying a little bitty for me. Wait. Safi, you can't just start ordering stuff while you're live on stream. Okay, but is it small enough to... You always make like the mention of like, oh, by the way, we can fit it in your mail slot for you. Does this fit in the fucking mail slot or not? Oh, they got a... Ooh, they got a machine. Ooh. Hell, let's do that. I want to see how that works. It's just a cheap book. Whoops! Oh, that's gonna fucking break the stream, quick! Oh no! You moron! Oh, I'm such a clueless, harmless fool! Every time I open payment processing, what happens is fairly simple and straightforward, right? What happens is fairly straightforward. I hope it's still working. Please, for the love of God, tell me it's still working. Because normally when the safety thing goes on, it's like, hey, listen, we're gonna take care of this for you, buddy, and give me a slap on the back. Oh no, this isn't the machine I was thinking of. Well, fuck me. Oh well, let's go back to the analysis then. I'm gonna read that book. It's gonna be great. Should have looked up how many pages it was, actually. That makes a lot of sense, actually. 272? Well, I guess I'm gonna be learning then. Topics is characterization, exposition, point of view, dialogue, proportion, and voice. Hell yeah, baby! I don't care if I got to hug the gator. I get paid $50 an hour. I get paid nothing! I have made no money being here. The Inco Perry. There's not a lot of anything to say or the choice whatever to give a hand Olivia a pity W. While she pays not Bob from Tekken. Not that much of an interesting chapter thematically. Buster is a fat neckbeard who respects but also pities her. Embraced that moniker Hot Wheels. Fair. Oh man, guys, nostalgic for the arcade. Choice 7, the Machtige Monarch. That's from Jacob Double. I don't even know if you know about that show, but it aired here. Well, Ben focuses on quantity over quality, which also... Yes! Quantity over quality! Yeah, yes. The mental detachment from people. Inco has an opportunity to stand up and take more intimate photos. Yeah, baby! I noticed that. I'm smart. I put my hands in my size. I feel so proud. Take or disregard the groom's advice, which is to stop overthinking the feelings for Olivia and embrace what he knows deep down. Oh, that's the point of it. Fair enough. What's interesting is that we can imagine Yadakon telling Olivia the same not the monarch has told Inco. Stop trying to convince herself that she doesn't have feelings. From her body language, it's okay, yeah, fair enough. If he chooses to appeal to Damon, he just gives Inco the runaround. It's more like Inco falling back on the ingrained habit to turn to his phone for help, which he mentions prior to the choice being presented. Yeah, he's one of those screen kids. Trying to outsource his problems. Hell yeah, I love that. That's a bit more subtle, because he's calling a friend, not necessarily going online, but whatever. God damn it. Crossing the abyss. Even before, Tone said Gator having a fatalistic outlook. Third and final time. Oh, yeah, we could go to the elevator, can't we? Let's go to the elevator. Which one is the elevator again? Not this one. This is a sad elevator. We need the blank elevator. There you go. Mia exists as a narrative antipode. Contrasting, she's athletic jock type with a cruel and vindictive nature. She belongs to herbivore stock. A dinosaur doesn't preclude her from having her own predator. Okay. Oh yeah, she does reinforce the idea that art is the only thing she has, because that's what she squeezes out of her. Sanctuary and prison. She has become her own jailer. Nice. That's a fair way to look at it, I guess. Refusing the key will force her to take control. Fair enough. For being the final decision with the potential to grow Olivia's score to a maximum of 5 is no small event in the course of the game. Oh man, we're going back to the 20-aughts. We're playing the Xenosaga trilogy on PlayStation 2. Man, this analysis is going places. Nietzschean philosophy and occultic esotericism. The mystical Kabbalah by the unfortunate. Man, this guy's got some books. The great formula that expresses the nature of Dath, knowledge, is that the empty room, the phrase the empty room, has several unlocks in different levels. The symbol itself refers to the Amsoul, the symbol in contact with reality. On the other and lower levels, the empty room becomes the monistic cell where the personality is whittled down to the bare essentials and becomes the mundane conditions of human being. The condemned cell is preparation for the next phase. In the empty room is the awareness of complete delineation of God. Cool, I don't understand any of that. In a final contact with the empty room, the last symbol, is absorbed into the consciousness and that the empty room no longer exists. The empty room, as its name, has no furniture, no forms. It is a narrow confine, first filled with essences and light, also fade out in the end, spiritly. To sum that in simpler terms, thank you. Olivia is undergoing some hard reboot. She must shed her fears and insecurities, which includes living under the shadow of her own creation, Dreamscape, which she painted on her freshman year. But she doesn't destroy it. It's like the last thing Iadicon really does. Why do you care about our opinions so much? Is a quote that I like to highlight not only because it's the crux of Inco's problem, but the whole character arc. It is! Well, the buxom baryonyx, that's just rude. Liz is from an affluent family? I always got the impression she was a middling. Like, it's implied that she's not middle class, though. Like, Olivia's... God, what's going on here? I'm very confused, sorry. A very long neck, which is one thing in Wani to strain credulity with its impossible philosophy. Yeah, the neck's a bit much sometimes. I get it, it's cute, it's adorable, but like, I imagine the mechanical implementation, everything is just awful. And it just, it's sometimes, like, when they don't put any focus on it, you're like, oh, it just curves above there, right? But in other times, it's like, she goes straight up 10 floors. And it just, don't look at it. It's fine. But only if you don't look at it. Lower stature, being wheelchair bound. Tension reaches a break with vents her frustration in very passive, aggressive ways. The hell? Sometimes people need to get their feelings hurt. Apropos of their shared virgin mimosa. You can also see that he admires Olivia, okay. Okay, fair enough. Ben's faint. Assuming by this point that the reader has seen ending 4, we can dispense with the spoiler warnings. Ben is a literal psychopath. No! He's schizophrenic, right? That's not psycho... Not in the way you think it is. Like, psychopath means that you lack certain emotions for other people, I think. I don't think that necessarily aligns with schizophrenia. Whatever, I don't know what he has. He doesn't want to talk about it. With the antisocial personality disorder like empathy and stealing and exchange of power dynamics. Then why the fuck is he around at the ending? Nigh immaculate charisma, and the fact that he seems to feel no compulsion. Ah, fair enough. When Olivia relates the story... I don't know, this... Yeah, but I got the impression he's schizophrenic. Hold the phone, we gotta go back to prom! Am I wrong? Shut up! Also, can you even treat psychopathy? I was always under the impression that you can't make a psychopath feel things. If there's any music playing, cut it here. To do this. I just needed to be normal. Yeah, the way he talked, I got the impression that he suffers from, like, delusions. Like, he's not a psychopath, he has schizophrenia. Like, without his meds, the world around him stops making sense. And because he takes that stuff, it makes him act a little different. And he's just so used to masking. That's why he's so, like, you know, with Olivia. He's like, Olivia, that's why... Like, yeah, I guess I'm wrong. Like, they call him a psychopath, but that's because that's the term people use for people who are on psychotics! Even if it's not appropriate. How the fuck is this all chapter 18, though? But I guess I was wrong, or maybe I wasn't. I don't know, I'm not going back. I don't care enough to look back at that stuff. Also, don't psychopath... I don't even know anymore. Let's just move on. I like how they stay friends with this guy for some reason. It makes it even worse. Like, if he's just a guy who's schizophrenic, right? Like, he needs his pills, and otherwise the world is just scary to him. And he's like, Olivia, I wanted you to take advantage of this. Like, take those advantages. For fuck's sake, you need them. That makes him... I can see why they would be friends again, right? Because then it's like just a guy who was like, my life sucks. I need the help so bad. And you're just denying it. You know, that perspective. Which feels like empathy on some level. Otherwise, it's jealousy, and that's just weird. But, I don't know. I'm fixating on the wrong point. Let's move on. Inco doesn't become a psychopath in the clinical sense. He's become a narcissist through Ben's caustic influence. Well, that's... What happens is that... I don't even think it was Ben. What happens is that Inco has lived a life where his friendships are so fleeting. He just continuously moves on. Like, I know someone who's told me I know exactly what Inco is going through, or what he might likely go through, which is that because he's always moved on, like, friendships have lost meaning. He just goes from place to place, and you just kind of ignore people. It's like, I don't care, I have money, it'll work. If I don't want to put in the effort when I can get someone who I don't have to put in the effort with. Like, I was under the impression that when Ben is, like, bullying Olivia about the eulogy, that he's, like, freaking out, you know? Like, because he doesn't have his meds, he's, like, freaking out. So having a psychopath in a story like this is just weird when you really get down to it. You should have a narcissist for Inco. Oh no, they're codependent. May have been attempting to utilize Jungian psychology to analogize his different emotional states in regards to all things feminine, of anima development in males. He's never been big into Jung anyway, so take this all as one. The anima is supposed to represent the unconscious female side of the male psyche. It affects how men interface with women on this level, based on this level of development, instructing 4 different levels. In 1, Eve, the male, sees women as sexual objects. This is plainly on display in ending 1, when he forces her to wear skin. Ooh, neat. In 2, Helen. The male still sees him as a sexual object, but in a more idealized state. He's frustrated with Olivia to the point of damaging mental state he can't function without her. Okay. Sees women as a source of spiritual strength and virtue. In ending 3, he derives confidence. He no longer cares about peers' approval and prides. Sophia sees them as a sort of wisdom and divinity, being the root word for philosophy. Is it? Derives from philosophia, which is love of wisdom. That sounds more like it went the other way around, though. Like, the name Sophia comes from Sophie. I don't believe it's a mere coincidence that Dami's mother is named Sophia. That is a really big thing to stretch from cavemen on, of all people. Especially since Sophia doesn't really do anything in that regard, other than make the dress, I guess. Inco, for fuck's sake, don't be meta. We got more important things to worry about. Animus represents the unconscious male part. Women with a healthy animus are able to think calmly and rationally, while women with an out-of-control animus can be hyper-controlling with a tendency to bully. Why doesn't she get stages? Men get stages of anima. Why don't women get stages of animus? It's a pretty deep rabbit hole. I mean, this might just be hero's journey crap, where it's like, no, this wasn't intentional, but it happens to coincide. Because it's a universal experience kind of stuff. Of course they harbor contempt for that kind of thinking of, like, being an NPC, because that's kind of what Anon is in the original game. The following week... I haven't seen Ending 2 in a while, so I can't really relate to this all that well as I thought. Really, the whole part with their breakfast in the museum is probably the only enjoyable part of this ending. For once, Inco doesn't come across as stool. Mm-hmm. In spite of her observations, she refuses to see her own flaws and incorporate them.
Neat.
The deeper meaning is lost on Inco, who thinks they're just ugly for the sake of being ugly. He's too spineless to voice his opinion. Doesn't even mumble them. Now the next part is interesting to unpack because Kevin will manage to pack cram a lot into these next few lines of dialogue. I wonder what people would say about Olivia's painting if they were hung up here. Will she ever get that chance? It's a lot harder to get into the mainstream as it was back in the Attic. Speaking of, why'd you reject her offer? Good enough artist. Kickstart your career, not what I want. What of your own legacy? Critical analysis. What's interesting is that it seems smarmy in his insistence to accept help from repeating back sort of a safety net. He still makes salient point about doing what's best for her career and her legacy, even if it isn't ideal. Keeps trying to compare herself to a Yatacon, trying to emulate him and walk the same path as he. She assumes that if she doesn't do exactly what he had done for her, he'll ultimately failure. She wants to carry on his legacy, has no fallback plan. Yeah, Olivia is similar. Both are trying hard to be something they are not. Olivia, Oh yeah, it's kind of weird that he's a photographer and he drew paintings. Ah, neat. We don't know anything about the wealth, but we can safely assume the bulk of his income didn't come from the sales of his art. Let's face it, virtually no one gives a damn about it anymore. He was both a teacher and professional photographer. Well, he's very skilled and talented. He was not a monolithic figure that Olivia built him up to be. Color, the accumulation of his one life's work. Pretentiously prepared dish. Oh, yeah, that fucking dish. God dang you, nerd. Even after spending a year around dinosaurs and half a year and observing their atavistic eating habits, he still has to try to win a presentation. Yeah, that's part cracks me up in hindsight. Goes through her fateful speech goes poorly as she makes it about herself while insulting her peers. Very similar to the concert. Comes across less sympathetic, she makes an ass of herself. While Fang playing bad music was unintentional, it's just reacting to all these cruel jokes. Double down arrogance begins monopolizing all the grief. Inco chases after. And Principal Spear has been there. I imagine would tell the same thing. Yeah. Inco's description is quite haunting. Oh yeah, the whole messaging thing. Once bridge shows that's okay. Game 3 years. Inco's working corporate wage job. She's trying to keep her own work. Going to have a date night. First one in years. Temporarily embarrassed genius. Whose favorite novel is Fountainhead in regards. Only when now he finally grows enough of a backbone to stand up to her for once. I cannot but feel sorry for him. He sacrificed all hope and dreams for her. Feel sorry for it too. But her stubbornness and arrogance. Okay, hold on. I gotta go. Gotta be back in a minute. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Military Anna would win in a fight against me. I mean, he knows the combat techniques. Ending the expectations of love.
Even no sexuality.
And he begins strong by pitting Inco against Ben. Shedding whatever respect he had. As cute as this display is, there's a tragic subtext to it. I'm not quite sure if dinosaurs and Snookum and Wani are supposed to be stronger than humans and by how much they are. But it's clear that Olivia can easily overpower if she wants. She chooses to end their dance with Inco on top. With Miki's acts of surrender. Most intimate. Inco would have talked down toward the pains. Oh yeah. Huh, interesting. Pyrotechnical performance. Adventurous spirit of the unknown. Hit! Patriarch. Never stayed if he had a kind of children, we never see his wife. Ooh, Olivia that could have been an ending for us fighting to get out. I'll be honest, this argumentation's pretty nice. It really does. It makes a good point for why it's a bad ending. She does not attend school. That's a really bad part of it. Yeah, Ben was technically kind of right. Just, Oh yeah. Inco is correct to call label Ben a psycho. Hyperbole. Ugh. Though Ben lacks empathy. No, it's sociopaths that lack empathy, right? God damn it, I can look it up again. Psychopaths. Yeah, sociopaths. Okay, sociopaths are the weaker ones. They can still kind of feel it. Okay. That's on me. I called N on E3. And E2 was like, listen, I gotta pick up a pack of smokes first. Ooh. Inco was Hanks engulfed Olivia in love. She even erected a fortress out of it. God damn it, he's looking way too much into that Dark Souls reference. Surreptitiously sneak. The painful tautology. Yeah, there's a lot of points like that, my man. You're not the first to notice. Nico suggests they visited the Pains. Olivia's elected to see him again, explained that she didn't part with them amicably. Gratitude and guilt. Oh yeah, she never made that painting. Oh. Yeah, she made that before. Oh god. Ouch. Did himself in. Similar to their mad dash at prom. Only this time, the guy that's waiting on him is already dead. Oh heck, there is an analysis for ending one. Well, that's on me, I guess. This has been nice, although I don't have much to say, I'm sorry. I'm enraptured by the analysis. It's cringe because Inco becomes willing confederates with Ben and Mia. That is the point, isn't it? Malls today are bland. Compared to their hike picnic. Big chungish YouTuber who talks about jelly bean mouth cartoons. I know exactly what he means. Cartoon review community is some of the worst, most cringe. Woo! Buys her a video game. Vinny himself is something of a living Chekhov's gun. Vinny's acid spit is the proverbial gun. Damien normally comes across as very positive, happy-go-lucky. Here it's clear that he's repressed anger and resentment. Secretly thrilled. May have been the case in any... Ooh. Who would normally have a sleepover at this point. Pick something that Jessica Rabbit wears. So sexual. Exploiting her. Fair enough. Goes as well as though it happens in... Woo! What a nice analysis this is. Inco doesn't and turns into an abusive monster. I can only interpret this ending as Caveman's naked contempt for someone. Apparently, this game had a very rocky development cycle. One of the reasons they made me into such a unlike... Yeah, she fucking yeets herself out of the game at the end. I get the feeling Inco's supposed to represent that guy. Yeah, because he just fucking leaves. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Isn't someone doing like an investigation of kiwi farms or something? There's like a big thing going on or whatever. Really showed like you were showing off your sophistication. Ah! Also, Ben takes antipsychotics, which are for psychosis. Yes, that's what I said, which is for feeling disconnection from reality and not psychopathy, despite the similar name. Ben says himself that people will hear psycho at the start of psychotics and assume, oh! Maybe I was right. Ben was misguided, but he clearly cared for Olivia. Doesn't sound like a psychopath to me. I meant that I was showing off here. As for Ben, I don't know exactly what his problem is, but his behavior does fit the criteria. I mean, I guess. But you know, politicians and stuff exist. Weird. Oh well. Let's see what comment page 2 has to say. Not much. Well, that's great. That was a nice analysis. I'm gonna go. How about you have a good night? Next week we'll wrap it up. Hopefully, I imagine the epilogue isn't that long. Let me take a look how many lines it has. Yeah, we can finish this up next time. I still wonder what the hell the deal was with where is it? This. Oh, it's... Who are we? Oh, it's all this. What a weird thing to do for your credit sequence. We're not reading this right now. We're reading this next time. I want to know who this is, though. I'm not leaving it behind. I've spoiled myself on many things. I wonder how much of the analysis is like actually intentional actions. And how much of it is just, you know, the human mind can find patterns. Psycho Bengai. I mean, admittedly, that's something to worry about, right? Look at all this beautiful art. Who the fuck are we that we're just going around talking to random ass people? We're like, we're having a second wedding! Aw, it's adorable. Oh, that's why she has art. For this? Man, they're just showing off all the character art. Hey, by the way, we put a lot of work into this. Real mechanic. Oh. Of course, she's Italian and a lady. She's got to be a mechanic. Well, whoever we are, we'll find that out next time. Oh yeah, the links. Whoops. We got to take a look at the links. We got to go back to the elevator though. I like that it returns my. All right, we have. Oh, it's Puro. Holy shit, it's changed. That's a weird heckin' thing to reference. So much Russian though. Oh, it's that Olivia 3D thing. That's pretty good. Yeah, thank you. A preview of Snoot Hero character pack. Oh my god. Oh, this is actually pretty fucking great. Holy shit. Oh, this is super fucking great, actually. Guitar Hero, but with the Snoot Game band. Why is Anon the singer, though? Where's Reed? Where's Big Man Reed in the house? I guess it's a preview, so this might not be done. Yeah, it's a work in progress. Okay. Olivia with her plushie. Why is everyone so mean on that plushie? Was everyone dissing the guy? Pincer game. Where she... She's a bug! Oh my god, I know one needs to see this. I know one needs to see this. This is a very specific guy, I gotta see it. Oh. Skibbity, what the hell? Thank you, Mom. Baby Mia with the cake. Lasagna. No! Oh, this is great though. It's JoJo. JoJo. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Angry Gator noises. Okay, that one also I need to show to someone because they love that shit. They love that shit. They wake up in the morning and then they're driving around town and they're kissing babies for presidential election purposes. You know what they say, you can't win an election if you don't pet a puppy. Mia, come here. Come here, buddy. Let's have a big ol' kissin'. fuck am I looking at? Hold on. I don't get it. I don't get it. Don't know what this is about, but I don't get it. Fucking me and Stella. Why is the tail like that? Why is the tail like that? Why is the tail like that? Happy birthday, Olafur. Oh, yeah, July 4th. I heard a guy say that that's her birthday because that's announcements or something. I don't know. Good morning, everyone. Heckin' kick. Well, that's it. That's it. Links looked at. I have done my part, and I did not, in fact, make... Should have made $125 if I made $50 an hour. Sorry to tell you, buddy, but it's not true. It is lies. You have been deceived. For whomst's benefit, we will never know. I have a large 8-hour review to watch. On top of it, 1 hour... so much to do today. So much to watch. While I'm going to write, I feel wiser as a writer, but maybe I should wait on that book and enrich myself first. No. No, I want to finish that Nier thing and write the Ophinia stuff too, because why not? But I feel a little wiser. Thank you all for coming. Next week we're going to wrap this bitch up. $50. Is that a translator's rate? I have no idea. I have no idea. I would feel very awkward about justifying my hours, though. I'm pretty sure I work like an hour, but it takes me 30 minutes to do, and the rest of the 30 minutes I'm picking my nose. My brain just don't work like that. It's like, alright buddy, you've done 10 minutes of work in 5 minutes, time for a break. Except when I'm in the zone, and it's like, okay buddy, time to stop. Nope, okay, I guess we're not stopping. Guess you're gonna be like that, huh? Binch? How long would it take me to translate this? Is a fantastic question. I don't know. But I could make some fat dosh out of it. Especially if I get paid under the table. Crimes. As they, you know what they say, always confess your crimes on recordings publicly accessible. Thank you for coming. See you next week when we finish up the game of Gator Game, Gator Game, Gator Game. The game of Gator Game. Gator Game, it's Gator Game, it's Gator Game, Gator Game. Gator the game. Gator game, Gator game. Gator the game. The game for gators. It's a Gator game for gamer gators. End game. My throat though, I hope it... Wah.